Are you all happy and fine? I hope you're all fine. Students, in this class we are going to learn a grammar portion. Okay? Before that, let's learn the idiom of the day. Today I am going to teach you an idiom, and it is simple, quick and funny. The idiom of today is storm in a teacup. You all know what is a storm, right? Okay. So, can you see storm in a teacup? So, the idiom is storm in a teacup. Storm in a teacup means people sometimes will worry about something which is not at all important. We are worrying about something, it is unnecessary or not an important issue, not an important thing. Okay, but we will worry about that particular matter just like a big issue. Okay, and soon that matter will sort out, or it will be solved, it will be forgotten. But still, we are worrying about unnecessary things. That is storm in a teacup. What is the meaning of storm in a teacup? Worried about something which is unnecessary. Okay. This is the meaning of the idiom storm in a teacup. Most of the times we people will also worry about unnecessary things, right? So it is a storm in a teacup. Okay. Now let's come back to our class. Today I am going to teach you a grammar portion, that is conditional clause. We have been learning about clause for the past few classes. And in this class, I am going to teach you about conditional clause. What is meant by condition? It's like suggestion. If you do this, you will get something. Okay. Just like chemical reactions. A plus B is equal to C. If you add A along with B, then you will get C. So this is conditional clause. Let's see what is meant by condition. These conditional clause are also called as conditional sentence. Why? Because clause is a part of a sentence or a sentence. Okay. Now, conditional clause, it gives a condition and the outcome of the condition. Conditional clause has a condition and it also has an outcome. Okay, outcome, the result. Okay, the product. Here it gives, conditional clause gives a condition. It gives a condition and also the outcome of that condition. If I am giving a condition, then what will be the outcome? There will be an outcome. Okay, if we give a condition, then we will get the outcome of that condition. For example, if you want to prepare lemonade, what you will do? You will squeeze the lemon, then we need water, right? So if I add some sugar along with the lemon juice and water, what will I get? I'll get a sweet lemonade, right? So if I add the condition sugar, I'll get a sweet lemonade. That is the outcome. In the same way, if I add salt along with that elements, what will I get? I'll get a different taste, right? So, if I give a condition, there will be an outcome. In the same way, the conditional sentences also, it gives a condition and also its outcome. Okay. Next, there are 4 types of conditional clause or sentence. There are 4 types of conditional clause. Conditional clause can also known as conditional sentence. So, conditional sentence, what is meant by conditional sentence or conditional clause? A conditional clause gives a condition and also an outcome of that condition. There are 4 types of conditional clause. They are zero conditional clause, first conditional, second conditional and third conditional. There are 4 types of conditional clauses. They are zero conditional clause, first conditional clause, second conditional clause and third conditional clause. The first conditional clause is also called as real or open condition. Open condition. First condition is also called as real or open. Next, second condition can also be called as unreal. First one is real and open. Second, unreal or hypothetical condition. It is unreal, entirely unreal. Next, third conditional clause can also be called as unfulfilled condition in the past. Unfulfilled dreams in our lives. Okay, sometimes, most of the times we people will talk about unconditional things or unfulfilled things in our life. Okay, so the third conditional clause is also called as unfulfilled condition in the past. Is that clear? Okay. Now, if you look at a conditional clause, it can be divided into two. A sentence can be divided into two parts. One is the conditional part and the other is the main clause. Okay, or we can say if clause and the main clause. If clause and the main clause. And sentence divided into if clause and the main clause. If clause is before main clause, use comma. If the if clause comes before the main clause, we can use a comma. Or if the if clause comes after the main clause, there is no need to use comma. Okay? The beginning of the sentence, a sentence can be divided into two, if clause and main clause. And if the if clause comes in the beginning of the sentence, we have to use a comma, then write the main clause. And in some cases, we will write the main clause at first. Then no need to use comma to write the if clause. Till this, can you understand, students? What is meant by conditional clause? Conditional clause gives a condition and the outcome of that condition. There are 4 types of conditional clause. They are zero conditional, first, second and third conditional. First conditional clause is also called as open or real conditional clause. Second conditional clause is also called as unreal or hypothetical condition. And the third conditional clause is also called as unfulfilled condition in the past. Till this, can you understand? First, let's see the first type or first condition. It is also called as real or open condition. Real or open condition. What is meant by real? The fact, the truth, right? So here, already we have learnt that the conditional clause has a condition and an outcome. In this type or in this real or open conditional clause, we have a condition and the outcome. This particular outcome is the real one. It is the fact. It is the truth. Okay. For example, the condition is like milk. Okay. Milk and tea. If I add tea powder with milk, what we will get? What will be the outcome? We will get tea. Okay. If I am adding coffee powder as the condition along with the milk, what we will get? Coffee. So if I add milk and tea powder, I will get tea. If I add milk and coffee powder, I will get coffee. That is the fact. That is the truth. So in this type, in this real or open condition, based on the condition, we will get an outcome and this outcome will be the real one. Okay. The second type is unreal. The first type is all about reality. It is all about fact. If I add this condition, I will get this particular outcome. If I add tea powder, I will get tea. If I add coffee powder, I will get coffee. Okay. So for this, the if clause should be in simple present form. Okay. The if clause should be in simple present form and the main clause will plus verb. It talks about simple future. Am I right? Will plus base form of the verb is simple future. If I do this, I will get this product. I will get this outcome. Okay. So, the if clause should be in simple present form and the main clause we will get will plus verb. The base form of the verb. Okay. And as I told you already, if we are writing or the sentence begins with the if clause, if we are beginning the sentence with if clause, we have to use the punctuation mark, comma, then write the main clause. If we are writing the main clause in the beginning of the sentence, no need to use the punctuation mark, comma. Okay. Now look at this example, then I will explain. If you work hard, you will get good marks. If you work hard, this is the condition. If you work hard, what will happen? You will get good marks. Am I right? If you work hard, you will get good marks. So here, if you work hard, this particular clause is in the beginning. So we are using comma. If I write the sentence as like, you will get good marks if you work hard, then no need to use the comma. Okay. So if we are using the if clause in the beginning, we can use the punctuation mark. Alright. If you are writing the if clause after the main clause, no need to use the comma. Is that clear? Okay. Now look at this example. If you work hard, you will get good marks. If you work hard, if a conditional clause begins with if clause, or we will get if in between. Okay. The if clause, surely we will have an if clause in the conditional clause. Now, if you work hard, this is in the simple present form. If you work hard, what is the main clause? Will plus verb. You will get good marks. You will get good marks. Okay. Will plus base form of the verb. Now look at the second example. If you complete your homework, I will give chocolate milkshake. If you complete your homework, I will give chocolate milkshake. So if you complete your homework, then what you will get? You will get a chocolate milkshake. So this is the outcome if you apply this condition. If you work this, you will get this outcome. You will get a milkshake. A mother is telling to her daughter. If you complete your homework, this is in the simple present form. If you complete your homework, simple present form, I will give chocolate milkshake. This will plus verb. Simple future form. Yes or no? Will plus base form of the verb. Will give. Will get. Okay. So in the first time, if clause, simple present. If clause should be in simple present form and the main clause should be in simple future form. Okay. Will get. Will give. Is that clear? Students, can you understand what is the first or the real or open conditional clause? Okay. The next type of conditional clause is unreal or hypothetical conditional clause. Unreal. The first type 1 is all about real or open condition. And the second type is unreal condition. First, the rules, let's see the rules. In the if clause should be in simple past. The if clause should be in simple past and in the main clause, the verb should be along with would plus verb. the base form of the verb. So the base form of the verb can be used in the main clause along with would. Okay. In the if clause, the sentence should be in the simple past form. In the first time, if clause should be in simple present, and here it talks about simple future, will plus the base form of the verb. Okay. So in this second time, the if clause should be in simple past and the main clause would plus verb, the base form of the verb. Okay. Now look at these examples. If I were a bird, I would fly. If I were a bird. If I were a bird is in simple past tense. Here we are using the past form of the verb, right? If I were a bird, I would fly. Would plus the base form, verb. What is that? Fly. I would fly. If I were a bird, this is the simple past form. The if clause is in simple past and the main clause, I would fly. Now, the second example. If you worked hard, simple past, then the main clause, you would get good marks. Would plus base form of the verb. Is that clear? And here we are talking about unreal condition. Okay. And it refers only to the present and about the future, and it never talked about the past. It is not talking about the past event. Okay. It talks about the present or about the future. If I were a bird, I would fly. It does not talk about the past. It is talking about the present or the future. If I were a bird, I would fly. Next, if you worked hard, you would get good marks. Okay. So the second type is all about unreal conditions. So here in the if clause should be in simple past and the main clause should be would plus the base form. Okay. Would plus verb. Is that clear? Simple past, would plus verb. If I were a bird, I would fly. If you worked hard, you would get good marks. Okay. This is the second type of the conditional clause. Simple past and would plus verb. Is that clear? Okay. The third type is unfulfilled condition. Okay. Or the third type or third conditional clause. Okay. Unfulfilled condition. Here, why something is unfulfilled? Because the condition itself is wrong. Okay. The condition itself did not allow the main clause or the other thing to complete. For example, if I add tea powder, I will get tea. If I add coffee powder, will I get tea? No. So, the condition itself is not fulfilled. Okay. So, the outcome is not fulfilled. Okay. So, unfulfilled condition. The condition is unfulfilled. Here, in the if clause should be in past perfect. Past perfect. Already completed activity is perfect, right? So, this is past perfect. The if clause should be in past perfect form and the main clause would have plus past participle form of the verb. Past participle again completed form of the verb. Okay. So, the if clause should be in past perfect form and the main clause would have plus past participle form of the verb. This is for the third type or unfulfilled conditional clause. Look at the example. If you had worked hard, why am I using this had here? Because it is past perfect. If it is present perfect, have or has. This is past perfect. So, had. If you had form of the verb come is again come, come, came, come. Okay, so would have past participle form of the verb. Alright. So here in the unfulfilled condition, the if clause should be in past perfect form, and on the other hand the main clause would have plus past participle form of the verb. Here the condition is unfulfilled. Okay, if you had worked hard, it would have happened, but now it's impossible. If you did this, you can expect the result. Okay, without adding tea powder, I cannot get tea here. Okay, so here if you had worked hard, you will get a result. You would have passed. Okay, so if we apply that condition, we can expect an outcome. So this is unconditional or unfulfilled condition. Okay, if you had worked hard, past perfect, you will expect something. You would have got or you would have achieved something. Okay, so this is the third type, that is unfulfilled condition. Okay, students, in this class we have learned about conditional clauses, especially the three types of conditional clause. Okay, you can identify easily a conditional clause by looking at the word if. Okay, if a clause begins with if, then it is if clause or conditional clause. The first one is open condition or real conditional clause. Second one is unreal conditional clause, and the third one is unfulfilled conditional clause. What's the idiom we have learned today? Storm in a teacup. Do you remember? Okay. Students, try to complete the textbook exercise, and we will discuss about this in the Zoom session. Alright?